Now this technique I'm going to show you is hard. I'm not going to lie, it's hard. It takes a minute to get used to this. You're going to have to hold the beaker, plus hold the syringe, plus work the syringe. Okay? So let me show you how I do it. I hold my hand around it like this. I get the syringe tipped in there, and I take my thumb. This is the trick. I take my thumb and help support the syringe. Okay? Because you've got to support that syringe to do the action of pulling the, so your syringe should be down like this. And to pull it up, you've really got to grasp the syringe and the beaker at the same time. So you see I'm holding both of them at the same time, and then you suck the gloss, and you have to be able to look down in there. So if you have really bad eyes, this isn't a good profession for you. And then you just start sucking it up, and then you've got to poke it down a little bit more. You start sucking it up, poke it down a little bit more, suck it up, and you just keep poking it down in the base. You don't want to hold your syringe in the same position, because as your base gets lower in the beaker, then you're just sucking up air. You want to get as much as you can. And so now my syringe is full, and you've got waste in your beaker. I guarantee you're going to have waste in your beaker. You're going to have stuff in there that you can't use right away, and I'm going to show you what to do with that. Don't worry, we're not going to waste one single tiny piece of this. Okay, and you should have a paper towel to work over, because this is messy stuff, girls. Okay, and then you just stick your slip tip down in there, and you push, and it's going to start dribbling down in there. Oh, it's so fun. Isn't this fun? I just love doing this. Now, after you get this hang of it, you'll like it. In the beginning, you might be like, no, this is way too hard. What is Tapor doing to me? Okay, and you want to leave some space at the top. So I'll show you what I love about this gloss tube is that it's got that silver band. So if yours doesn't have a silver band, if the one that you got from Monave is the kind without the silver band, you want to stop 3 to 4 centimeters down from the top of your gloss tube, because you have to stick, this whole piece is going in there. So you're going to be replacing the air. And so if you're replacing gloss because you filled it to the top and you push that down in there, it's going to bubble out and ruin your whole thing. And in fact, if you think it's too full, which I think mine is too full, you may want to pour a little bit out just to be sure. And you're just going to have a little bit on the edge that you have to deal with. That's all. It's no big deal. And now I'm going to take a baby wipe, and I'm going to wipe around the edge, because when I poured it, I got a little bit around the edge, and you don't want stuff around the edge of your tube. It's going to make it look like it's used. I can't wait to put this gloss on. It's so pretty. Okay, so now you've got your... Okay, let's turn to the next page. I want to make sure I'm going in order with your directions. Okay, now you've got your tube filled, and then the next step is putting your applicator in. And there's a couple different kinds of applicators, and in fact I want to get my little mini tubes to show you something. They're so cute, aren't they? I think I put them back in the box down here. Give me 1 second while I grab them out. There they are. I have time for a question right now while I get these little minis out.
You're at 8 o'clock.
I'm what?
At 8 o'clock.
I'm at 8 o'clock? Okay, and we're going to take a break in a minute. Okay.
The pigment to base, is the potted gloss the same as liquid gloss?
I do the same ratio for potted gloss as liquid gloss. I sure do. What I find is that those two bases can take a lot of pigment, and they look very beautiful. So you can load up on the pigment with those two bases. And if you want to make a base where you can load up on pigment and you're making your own bases, I would say you know, look at the ingredients on this, and if you want to make your own, you might want to try it. Like I said, Kim does not give information on how to make these things. She just sells it. So I can't give away any secrets because she won't tell me your secrets. Okay, so this is a 20 ml syringe. Okay. The question was, how big is the syringe? So I'm going to go ahead, and it's still warm in here, so I'm going to go ahead and inject my my next tube. Let's see if I do a better job this time, because the last time I got a little gooey at the end. Okay, I did okay. And this one's going to be a sample because it's not all the way full, which I know, but this is just for me and the girls at work, so that's okay. Okay, so now let's talk about reducers. You know, this one got on there last time all by itself. Somebody stuck it on there. But here you go. Eric, I want to see if we can get a little bit closer to this one so you can see this reducer. That's a reducer, and sometimes the reducers come separately when you order them, and sometimes they come already hooked onto the applicator. The point of a reducer is to make that hole smaller, but you can't make it smaller before you inject it, or you're never going to be able to get the product in the little tube. So you have to put the reducer in after you fill it, okay? So a really easy method is to just stick your reducer, if it's not already on there, onto your applicator. And if you do, the small part should be towards the tip of the applicator and the large part should be towards the top of the top. Okay, and I would really like to inject this little mini, but I don't think I have any more base left. So I'll show you how to do it with a big one. Now this one comes with a reducer already on there. See that? That's your reducer. All right. So it's already on there, and it's usually all the way at the top when you buy it. You might not even see it up there when you buy it. So if you're wondering, oh, do I have a reducer in my tube? Just take your fingernail and poke it like that. And now ideally you don't want to be touching this part of anywhere on here if you're going to sell your product. You don't want to touch this. That's going in someone's mouth. You can also wear gloves. There's absolutely nothing wrong with wearing gloves. I recommend it when you're making lip products if you're worried about touching things. Now you take your applicator and you just start gently swirling it down while you push it in, and then you screw it on very tightly. And the reason why you screw it on very tightly is while you're screwing it on, you are screwing the reducer, you're pushing the reducer into the tube while you're screwing this top on, okay? And I'll show you what I mean. Voila, see? The reducer is flush to the top of that gloss tube. Now if I didn't have the reducer on there, and you'll find this happens sometimes with your gloss, is that the reducer will pop out for some reason when you're using it. You're going to have a big mess, like I said, like a volcano, just lava flowing out of your gloss tube. So there you have an absolutely beautiful gloss. I can't wait to try it on.